Now, I was wondering, we have a whole generation in Gaza that grew up in a open prison, sort of speaking, and I'm wondering. I mean, you lived through this, but you're writing your books and you're trying to show different sides of life, no? And how all that impacts your production, your literary production, the way you write and how you express yourself.
And I and I add the fact you were born in the Haifa refugee camp.
Yes. Look, our experience is really shaped, or my experience as a Palestinian is shaped by exile, displacement, and occupation. I cannot change that. Any person who is my age will not have the same experience as myself. We carry so much on our on our back, so much luggage that is defined by a lot of oppression because of living under the Israeli occupation. So how much is that going to affect the work? Of course it affects that. It defines me, it defines the person who I am. You know, when you live under constant bombardment and you live in a place in the Gaza Strip without means to exit or without means to exchange visits, you know, with the friends and family, or without means to get the necessary things that you need to live as a human being, of course that defines the person who you are. You know, whether you are an author, a journalist, or a writer, or any profession, most of the people in the Gaza Strip went through this experience, and there is a massive trauma in the Gaza Strip. The other day I was talking to a medical doctor, and he was talking about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And I say, well, there's nothing post in it, really. It's all continuous traumatic stress disorder. It's continuing because, you know, you have people that survived an airstrike just in the last 2 hours. But look, I have seen people that survive an airstrike, but then 3-4 hours later they were killed by another airstrike. So this is a continuous. Think about the impact this has on the children, on the women, on the elderly people. And people are living now in tents. They are not allowed to have the access to food, medication. There is shortages of everything. There is no education. You know, for the 10th month now, the Palestinians are deprived of their right to education. Like you said, you know, not only schools have been blown up and targeted, but also educational facilities and universities have been bombed. And this is something that affects the mental and well-being of people. What is going to happen next? Everybody's wondering, are we going to wait for, you know, 1 year, 2 years? People were saying, okay, this war is going to be like 1 week, 2 weeks, and it's going to be over, and we are going to go back to our schools. But now we are in the 10th month, and it doesn't look like it's going to be ending anytime soon.